let's myth bust two common misconceptions when it comes to the ADHD brain: a lack of internal motivation and a lack of the ability to form a habit. Both of these are false. Do not believe in anybody who says this. I am an ADHDer with an educational background in neuropharmacology. Let's break this down in neuroscience. In our brains, motivation is split into two operating systems: autonomous motivation, which comes from our values, our identity, and our perception of self. And then there is the controlled system, where behavior is driven through pressure, reward, and social evaluation. Misconception here of us not having internal motivation is untrue. We need a lot more external pressure, like gun to the head. We need a lot more reward to be able to do the things that we don't find interesting. When it comes to habit formation happens when a repeated behavior is then embedded into the basal ganglia of the brain, and then this behavior requires less cognitive horsepower to perform, because the medial prefrontal cortex activity is extremely high when it comes to autonomous motivation. It requires less of the limbic reward system for this behavior to persist. So it's more likely that even without external reward or immediate gratification, that you'll still continue with this behavior. And if this behavior is more stable, is more likely to repeat itself, is more likely to then be embedded into your basal ganglia for it to become a habit. Whereas for behaviors that are part of the controlled motivation pathways, the behavior itself is less likely to be repeated consistently, as the need for the reward is there for the behavior to be stable. So if the reward is not immediate or gratifying enough, behavior cannot continue. I realized my core value and identity is that I feel chores are a waste of my time. To change this around, I have been neurohacking myself into believing that I'm a person who believes in science, who believes that attention is a finite resource. So if I keep leaving these tabs open of unfinished household chores and tasks, I'm essentially wasting and leaking my attention resources. And taken on this new identity of I believe in closing the tabs, and closing the tabs meaning getting those chores done. Make anything that you find difficult doing tie into your identity. It becomes so much less effortful to be able to do that same thing that you weren't able to do before.